continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
How you doing, guys, and welcome to a short video I'm doing where I'll be taking a look at the 2 free PlayStation Plus games available for June 2018. Now, off the bat, I'd just like to apologise for the delay in these videos. It's always my intention to bring my videos on the PlayStation Plus games at the beginning of the month when the games are first released. However, I've been completely addicted to Dark Souls Remastered this last few weeks, and it's really pretty much pushed everything else aside. So, now that I've given Dark Souls a break, let's get to it. Now, the first game available on the PlayStation Plus program is XCOM 2, which came out in 2016, and it is a direct sequel to XCOM Enemy Unknown, which came out all the way back in 2012, which in itself was a reimagined remake of a 1994 game, UFO Enemy Unknown. Now, the game's story basically takes place as a humans versus aliens storyline. In the original XCOM, the scenario was that aliens were invading the planet and humans were fighting back. In this game, however, the story is that the aliens won, and they've sort of created like a dictatorship controlling humans how they see fit. And this game has you playing as a small resistance group to try and take back control of their planet from the aliens. As you can clearly see just from the gameplay, this is a strategy game, and straight off the bat this may put a lot of people off, including myself if I'm being completely honest with myself. Strategy games just really aren't for me. I prefer games where it definitely has a much more hands-on approach, but this game, like all strategy games, see you as a sort of invisible overwatcher who's pretty much controlling the action as opposed to doing it yourself, and I'm not really a big fan of that. Now, this game has you moving on a sort of turn-based system where each character will get their turns, and during these turns you can either move to a different position, take a shot at the enemy, set up an ambush, and various different things like that. And in theory, I suppose this could be exciting. I mean, it does definitely open up possibilities. Do you want to play a more stealthy approach? Do you want to just go in all guns blazing and hope for the best? Do you want to try and get the flank on the enemy? Do you want to try and stay as hidden for as long as possible? Or do you want to just say fuck that and go it however you see fit and just make up the rules as you go along? From a strategy point of view, it's completely your choice. Obviously, there are some benefits to playing it more stealthily. For example, in most missions you're pretty much always outnumbered, so going in all guns blazing probably isn't going to be the best thing to do. The game itself constantly switches between gameplay and cutscenes, which definitely does give the game a much more cinematic feel. However, I think that the cinematic feel of this game is completely lost when you actually get to the gameplay parts. I mean, like all strategy games where you have to individually take your turn, I just don't think it works. I mean, after all, it seems completely stupid to me that an alien can walk up behind you, shoot you dead bang in the head, and there's nothing you can do about it simply because it isn't your turn. Yeah, because that's how real life works, isn't it? Oh, it's not my turn, so I guess I just gotta stand here and get shot in the head. Then again, I suppose this pretty much explains a lot of role-playing games, so maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just that I'm not a fan of this particular system. I mean, from a strategy point of view, I can definitely understand why this game would have a fan base. It does seem to require a lot of thought, a lot of patience. And if you are a strategy player, then chances are you are going to like this game. The problem is though, if you're not a strategy player, then you will literally have no interest in this game whatsoever. Outside of gameplay, there are a lot of customizational options, and to be fair, there's actually a fair amount on here. For example, you can individually create how your characters look, what weapons they take in a battle, whether you want them to be a male or a female, even what kind of personality they're from, even what country they are from. And it definitely opens up a lot of customizable options for you to create the team that you want to create. The problem, of course, with this is that in any mission, any single teammate can die, and once they die, they're gone forever. So you can create a lot of time creating your perfect character how you want them to be, only to realise that some alien has just shot them in the head simply because it wasn't their turn. When it comes to actual gameplay itself, again, I can definitely understand why some people would like this. There does definitely seem to be the kind of game that requires a lot of thought. As far as the game runs, this really isn't anything impressive at all. The graphics are not even that great. In fact, I would say that these graphics could easily pass for a last generation game. Not to mention that while I was playing the game, I did suffer quite a few frame rate issues, and I hate frame rate issues in games. I think they severely impact the actual gameplay. There are some positives though. The music and soundtrack for this game is definitely very engaging, and it can really get your pulse racing at certain times. Not to mention the voice acting seems like it does try its hardest to tell a good story, and I think that's probably the best thing about this game. As I've said in previous videos, I am a sucker for a game with a good story. I like getting drawn in, I like getting pulled into a really strong story with really strong characters. Now, characters wise, this game is not going to pull you in because, as I've said, any of them can die at any minute. But story wise, I do like the idea of it. The only problem is I'm just not a fan of the actual gameplay itself. As I've already said, strategy games are just not for me. But I'm not one of those people that will just close my eyes and ears to anything new. I'll always try a new experience, I'll always try a new game. Even if I don't think I'll like it, I'll still give it a go because you never know, you just may come across a gem. And this game was no different. I did give it a try, I did put in quite a few hours in the hope that it would draw me in, but unfortunately it just didn't. And truth be told, I don't think I'm the best person to talk about this game because it didn't draw me in, but I don't know whether that was because of the actual game itself, or more because I'm just not a fan of these kind of games. But this game is available right now absolutely free for the June 2018 PlayStation Plus program. So, if you are subscribed to PlayStation Plus, by all means give it a go. It's impossible for me to recommend or not recommend this game because it purely comes down to player preference, whether you're a fan of strategy games or not. If you are, then as I've said, I can definitely understand why some people may enjoy this. But if, like me, you have no interest in strategy games, then chances are it's really not going to interest you. Anyway guys, that was my look at the first game available on PlayStation Plus for June 2018. I'll be bringing it back for the second game. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.